We have Deb Stambaugh here this morning from the PA Polio Survivors Network at 718. Good morning, Deb. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you.
Well, it's good to have you in this morning, Deb. And the Pennsylvania Polio Survivors Network, helping polio-disabled seniors and emphasizing the importance of vaccines, is kind of your mission. And you're trying to provide information to all polio survivors. You have all kinds of groups and survivors' families and caregivers. And tell us a little bit about what exactly you do and where you're located.
Well, we are mainly located on the website. I have a polio support group here in Hanover. We meet about once a month. But then I'm also affiliated with the network, which we do all kinds of going out to Rotary groups and speaking about our group, because the Rotary is very important to us, because they collect money and they vaccinate children in other countries. And our goal is to end polio now. And, polio can come back over here from other countries through plane rides or, visits from other countries. So we want children to be vaccinated so they're protected against polio and all childhood diseases.
Now, I think what people need to understand, you're an all-volunteer team, and as you mentioned, you have 4 polio survivors geographically spread throughout the state, and a lot of friends and a lot of people who are helping in terms of being part of the contributors to this. And you talk on your website about having the heart of a teacher. I think that's really an important point to make too, right?
Yes, it is. We do. We just love everyone, and we just want them to understand the importance of vaccinations and get their children vaccinated. And it's important to us to get information to polio survivors, their caregivers, and their families of how to, continue life with post-polio.
During this pandemic of the coronavirus right now, I can't think of a better time to be talking about this, because here's a situation where we have vaccinations. We have a vaccine. This was a pandemic at some time ago, back when I was a kid, I remember. And as a result of the renewal of the fears that we have today, or the concerns we have today about the pandemic, obviously talking about this, I think maybe can be done in maybe not the same sentence, but at least in the same church, different pew, right?
Exactly. So much of this, all of us that are polio survivors, so much of this pandemic has brought back the memories of what we went through and our families went through back when when polio was a big deal. And it was like, I know there was a big time in August. It was called the summer grip. A lot of people got polio then, and the scares of not getting in pools and not being around people that weren't, we didn't have a vaccine then. So, we didn't want to be around people that could be carrying the germ. So
now you can go to the website at papolionetwork.org. That's PAPOLIONETWORK.org, or you can find them also at thegivelocalyork.org and just go in and search for them, the PA Polio Survivors Network, and Give Local York. You're an all-volunteer group, so obviously there are costs associated here with getting information out and being the heart of a teacher, so to speak. Tell us a little bit about, where money would go for people that are looking for the big give on May 1st. That's next Friday, when we're going to have 24 hours of giving. How your organization would benefit by people giving.
Well, we have lots of information that we can get out. We have printing costs for the cards that we are getting together for the doctor's offices to give out to the children, the parents, so they can understand the importance of the vaccinations, the information if they have questions about vaccinations and the safety of them. And, we have a newsletter we get out every month. And that gets costly if the folks cannot afford to pay for it. There's just so much information travel. We try to travel to Harrisburg at least once a year to talk with the representatives and the senators who are, very much behind us with vaccinations. We go to conferences that we can give our information out to. We go to health fairs. You may see us in a local health fair in the area. And, we have lots of information to get out for them.
Deb, great work. Again, check it out at papolionetwork.org. You can also go to givelocalyork.org and, kind of Google the PA Polio Network. They're going to be one of the nonprofits and the groups that could use your help next Friday. That's the Big Give Day, PA Polio Survivors Network and Give Local York. Deb, thank you for all you're doing, and thank you for joining us this morning. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
And have a great day. Deb Stambaugh on PA Polio Survivors Network, and you can check out givelocalyork.org. And don't forget, next Friday, the 24 hours of giving, the Big Give, as we call it.